Arshad, introduce the show, please.
I can't. I can't. Today, the condition that I'm in, I think my nose might talk a little more than my mouth. That's been the case.
You're perpetually with a cold.
We don't call him KL Rahul for nothing.
Perpetually with a cold.
Just allergies, let's say.
Every time he's there sitting on his desk, he's got a cold.
I've got some. The last time he had a cold, he spread among the entire team.
That has never happened.
Last time, when was the time that he did not have a cold?
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
One after the other.
I got it, then she got it, everyone got it.
I can put it on him. He got it from Sri Lanka.
No, I didn't have a cold.
That one.
That was the cold, that was a whole different thing.
I got a bug.
That's worse.
Could have been.
Could have been.
The
C word.
I don't know. Because now people don't test now. So
you get the symptoms and you're like.
And now symptoms also change. So you really don't know what symptoms and how each person gets it.
Heavy sneezing isn't one, right?
Could be.
No, don't say that.
Hello.
Don't say that.
Remember
when she joined 2 days in and she went for a week's this thing, the day before she was sneezing like mad.
I was sneezing all day.
All day, throughout, all night in the studio. So it could be.
Could be.
Are you sending me on a leave?
No, not chances. The World Cup. World Cup for us and for a lot of you joining us starts tomorrow. India versus Australia at the Chepauk. And, already news coming in. 2 areas of concern for Indian fans. One in terms of the weather. But great news. I just met somebody in our office and she does the weather update. And she gave all the latest update based on the report that we get from the Met Department, and it's going to be sunny tomorrow. So that's great news. If you have plans for Sunday
off
watching the game, then keep those plans on, because you are going to be getting a game. Hopefully, based on what we've got to know, you might just get a full 100 over game. So that's one bit of good news that we are getting from Chepauk. The other bit of concerning news was with regards to Shubman Gill, and we took a poll the other day. Everyone made a prediction. What's everyone's prediction today? He hasn't practiced for 2 days.
Make it 3, no? Today also he didn't. Wednesday also
3 days. 3 days he hasn't been practicing.
100% not playing tomorrow.
Not playing. No.
100%.
Yeah.
Based on?
The fact that he's not practicing, and if he's not practicing means he's not well enough.
So 3 days of not practice is why you're saying he's not playing 100%.
No.
I already said yesterday when I heard Dravid speak, the way he's spoken in the past, where he's saying, no, we'll wait till the end. More often than not, that is never
it's like
quite.
How, stories from war, Bajirao, he would tell he would spread rumors in the opposition camp that we have more men than you and all of that, something like that.
But here everyone has to play
11 men.
You can't have more. But you're saying that firepower is there, Shubman. So he's just sending a message out.
Yeah.
Yes, Mohit.
I don't think he's playing either. I'll base that on 2 things. One, of course, the fact that now we know through credible sources that he's not trained for 3 days in succession. Second, being the fact that Rohit Sharma, on the eve of the match, when he addressed the presser, he said that Shubman continues to be unwell. He's sick, he's unwell, and it's never a good state to be in. So he's saying, forget being a captain. Even as a human, I first want him to be healthy, and he's not healthy at the moment. So that's signals enough. But that's almost pronouncing
2 things. If a player does not come for practice for, let's say, 2 days, 3 days, that does not necessarily mean that he may not be available for the game day, especially when you're sick. So if you wake up feeling fine on a given day, I'm not saying in case of Shubman, I'm just saying, because that's the one area that everyone is saying that because he hasn't practiced 3 days means he's out. Not necessary, because if he wakes up feeling fine, especially when you got a fever and it's not a injury like a hamstring or back, which is not just going to become fine overnight. That takes gradual progression. Something like a fever, it happens with all of us. We're like sick, and then one morning you wake up and you feel, no, I'm energetic and I want to go for a run or whatever. Suddenly after few days, so you
basically
feel physically
me
fit.
feeling this whole week.
You felt like going for a run every morning. You did not.
Yeah.
You felt sick.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to be like you. He wants to be the guy who wakes up in the morning and suddenly feels good. You haven't felt good for the last 1 week. Every day.
I've felt jaded, let's say.
We saw that in his bowling performance today in a
Enough
cricket
of that.
match that we played. We won't get into the details.
But besides that, the fact that you mentioned about him feeling fine tomorrow, and what then does he come in then?
No, because I'm
I
saying
still
with
don't think-
fever, you could be feeling fine.
I'm saying he may wake up feeling fresh as a daisy tomorrow. Even if that's the case, the fact that ahead of a World Cup opener, that too against Australia, having no net practice altogether, I don't think would be ideal
Yeah,
anyway
but
for him to be
for a Shubman Gill, he's not like you now, who played after 1 month, 2 months straight away.
5.
Whatever. The point is that these cricketers are playing cricket regularly. So if they do not practice for 3-4 days, that doesn't become rusty.
See, again,
rusty is when you're like he was. KL Rahul was out for 8 months and then comes back. Then I know the first game, maybe I don't know, or but with someone like a Shubman who's been playing, if he doesn't play for 3 days, 4 days, and he's feeling fine today, he can play. I don't think there's any issue with that. But the only issue is because it's reportedly dengue, and we know that it does not become fine suddenly.
Yeah.
So if it was another viral or something, then maybe that's one. Though he could still be, he wakes up in the morning, and maybe if it's at the end of that, he wakes up in the morning and says, I'm fit, they may play. Though heart of heart, I will agree. Listening to not what Rahul Dravid said yesterday, because with Rahul I was 50-50. Maybe he genuinely feels that he's getting fit, or maybe he's just saying it as just a strategy so that the teams don't know. It could have been anything. I wasn't sure. So that's why I thought maybe he can play. But today what Rohit has said now, that sort of compassion that he's shown, that no, as a human being, I want him just to be fine, forget the match, and he's talking that sort of language, which then tells you that he's not in great shape at the moment. And there's another reason why I think, because I believe that Ishan Kishan was the first one out to bat in the nets, and there's never an indication, and I want to make it clear, sometime what happens when you see the batting order in the nets, because there are only 2 nets sometime operational, so they send players in batting order. Sometimes you see that batting order and think, this one came first, so he's going to open, this one has come third in the net, so he may bat 3, 4. Sometimes doesn't happen, and quite often doesn't happen. But the fact is that Ishan did come and open, like started batting first. And that kind of tells me, because usually what happens, seniors pull a rank and it'll be always Virat and Rohit who'll bat to start with and bat a little long. But the fact that Ishan came, batted for long, that in itself is an indication that he is going to be opening tomorrow. But do you think that's a big blow for India, no Shubman Gill?
It is a setback. I won't say it's a big blow of sorts. It's a bit of a setback, but even then, I think India are covered. I still don't think it's going to be an instance wherein, let's say, the cat has been set amongst the pigeons. I don't see it as that big a blow. It's a minor setback, but one that India, I think, are well equipped to deal with.
Yeah, I tend to agree with him. Obviously, Gill, talented player, you'd want him available 10 times out of 10. But I think they do have a backup, and I think Ishan Kishan, at least his recent form, has been pretty good. So I think they'll be okay, but they'd want him back ASAP.
Yeah, similar. I think Ishan has been doing well up top and has been opening well for India as well. So I don't think it's even a setback, because we have an apt opener. We have a good backup for Shubman Gill, and I think that's a very positive sign for India.
That's interesting. You think it's not a setback?
No. For the time being,
all I'm saying is that, any team,
Yeah.
if you are to miss out on your number one batter, and I'll make him number one just based purely on his form this year. He's been ahead of Rohit Sharma, he's been ahead of Virat Kohli as well, and of course KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, who haven't played those many ODIs, but he's been way ahead of everyone else. So for me right now, based on form, he's your number one batter.
Absolutely.
And if your number one batter misses out, then I think it is a setback for sure. And I'm trying to look at it from Australia's perspective. If I'm Australia and I am aware of the fact that there is a Shubman Gill in that team, then my team meeting will have a lot of time would be dedicated to what to do for a Shubman Gill.
Not so much for Ishan?
Not so much for Ishan. No. You may, in your team meeting, you may talk about a Rohit and a Virat. And I think the third guy, you may want to spend more time. You may, of course, will be talking about a Hardik or whatever. Okay? But I'm saying the amount of time that you'd focus on a few players, if there is a third player apart from Virat and Rohit, I think that would have been, to an extent, Shubman Gill. That teams would have spoken about it, that what is it that he can do, what is it that he brings to it. I'm saying with no Shubman Gill and with Ishan, because though Ishan has done well, I agree, but we have also spoken about frailties in Ishan's batting, right?
Yeah.
So you would talk about a few things that, let's bounce him out or bring some spinners. He sometimes finds it difficult to rotate
the strike.
All of those things will come into play, and I'd be slightly more relieved if I'm Australia. But if it was a Shubman, then my plan is, boss, whatever said and done, we need to get these top 3 out quickly, else we'll have a long day in the field. This is going to be a talk. Now with Ishan coming, and I know that we have faith in Ishan and he's done well, but now with no Shubman, then I'll be like, okay, I see a bit of a door opening for me if I'm looking at Australia, and I've got my foot in the door. If I play my cards well, if I bowl according to plan, we have a chance to make breakthroughs and run through this Indian batting. Is what I'm saying. This is what has changed with a Shubman and without a Shubman.
But I would still call it a setback or a major blow. If he was out for a few games,
I agree, but I'm saying we want to see because India's schedule is such.
Yeah, it would change things for Australia and for India as well. If suppose Ishan Kishan does not, bat as well as Shubman does or give us that score, and the rest of the batting lineup fails as well, then we have a problem because Shubman Gill tends to step up on days like that.
Yeah.
That could be a problem, but then still I don't see it as that big of a problem still right now.
For all you know, I'd be like, oh no, Shubman, and for all you know, Ishan comes and whacks 100.
To be fair, one of the last times he was deputizing, we went and got a double tap.
Yeah.
Then went straight back to the bench.
That may still happen.
That was exactly.
Because then Gill came back and also had a double tap.
Yeah.
That also bodes well for us.
So that may
Good
still.
headaches all around.
There are no good headaches.
I love
There is
that.
just a bad cold in life. There's no
Do you have
good
a
cold.
good cold?
Never.
This one is a good cold. I've got a good cold.
It's never been a good cold. They're terrible. They're the worst thing.
I have a good cold. But Shubman Gill, why I said also, we've got a few interviews up on Sports Today. Do check out. I'd asked, Raina and Gavaskar and Harbhajan Singh to pick their player of the tournament, the one player you think will have an outstanding World Cup, and Harbhajan's picked Shubman. So, and so suddenly, if you're looking at a player who can be a player of the tournament as out of a game, especially like a game like Australia, it's not an ideal start for India. So, I hope he recovers. I hope we're all wrong, and that's why I'm not said 100% he's not playing. You never know. Funnier things have happened, and he wakes up tomorrow morning feeling good, and he asks, Rohit asks him, "Kaisa hai?" And he says,
मैं खेलेगा.
मैं खेलेगा. मैं ठीक है. Come on, I'm good. And we give you examples of players waking up with fevers, popping in a pill or two and doing very well. Rahul Dravid in that Eden Garden Test match. So who knows? But they wouldn't want to risk it. Even if he's like 80%, they'll say,
We'll be like, okay, round robin, we'll have 8 more games. You can play all 8 and be fit. Rohit talked about his fitness as well. Like for somebody as fit as him, to see him sick, again as a human, it's not the best feeling.
What I loved about one soundbite from Rohit in that press conference, and I think after listening to that, like I'm kind of feeling more confident about this Indian team, where he says that you got to find the right balance between hunger and desperation. Yeah. So if you let desperation, become more prominent in your chase for a title, then you tend to put in that extra, and that's where you go wrong. So the hunger should be there to win a title, but not desperation. As soon as you become desperate, then you start doing things wrong, which is, by the way, a very interesting, I don't know, there's a sort of a study that's done with fast bowlers, where they fast runners, where they say that you get your optimum speed when you're performing at your 85%, never trying to perform at 100%.
Is there a study like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
As soon as you go 100%, like when you're striving for 100%, then your technique goes wrong, and you will never get that minute, perfect timing for that, especially for short distance runner. So they say you should always be striving for 85%, because as soon as you go for 85, your technique is
perfect.
Flawless.
Yeah, perfect, like the right technique, and then you end up giving the best time. 100%, then I think you're putting extra more, or maybe your strides are going bigger than they're supposed to be, the optimum stride, things like that. So 85 is the right way to aim
This
for.
was sprinters, you said.
For sprinters, yeah. I read a study
Oh.
which is very interesting. Which could then extrapolate it to other sports where, if you try and bat at 85%,
That's like, bowlers.
then you get the perfect bat.
Bowlers, trying extra, going for that.
Yeah.
Looking for that swing, and over pitching it.
Like
at
you're
times.
trying to do today extra and then getting whacked. So what happens is bowl within yourself.
I really need to check out the scorecard because I've been hearing.
No,
All sorts
scorecard
of
is
things.
pathetic for everyone.
No,
So not
but I think he's been getting the brunt of it
No,
from everyone.
That's just where we like to pull his leg. No.
But that's a danger, no? He might get injured.
Oh,
He's
God.
semi-injured with his cold.
But I'll keep 85%.
Forever KL Rahul.
So 85 is when you're bowling within yourself. 85, so you're hitting the right lengths and getting the ball to swing that much. Extra you put, and then that's where the wides come and overpitched and those sort of things. Zahir Khan 2003 World Cup,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Extra.
How bad he struggled.
So that is why
Yeah.
85%.
I think he very recently talked about that as well, as to how that inexperience reflected and how most players are overawed by the occasion and the opposition as well. Cut to 2011, I think he bowled a maiden to begin with, if I'm not wrong. From giving extras.
Yeah. He is first 5 overs he had picked up 2011 final 3 wickets, if I'm not 2 or 3 wickets. He had barely given away any runs. So
Yeah, and after
fantastic
that, yeah.
spell. That 5 overs spell, that opening spell of Zahir, outstanding
Yeah.
spell. Yeah, big change because that's where then he was operating at 85%, not trying the
He
100%.
learned 8 years he got to know that.
Yes, he did. The other big news, of course, is going to be a good or a bad headache, whichever you look at it. Who's your number 8?
We know already.
Done, dusted.
Yeah.
Signed,
Has to be
seed,
Ashwin. Yeah.
delivered.
Yeah. Based on that one thing which
Presser.
Rohit said in the presser,
What?
he said that having Hardik Pandya in your team is good because it can help us play with both 3 pacers as well as 3 spinners. He can crank up the pace.
Which he can.
Yeah, he
He's
can.
completely right. Hardik, in fact, is looking like a good third pacer.
Yeah.
He is actually looking like a good frontline bowler. Yeah,
He is.
He gets the ball to move at the start, and it's funny in a way how Arshdeep was your death bowler, suddenly became a power play bowler. Middle overs you would expect Hardik to operate. He started doing well at the top. Too many takers, let's say, for the new ball.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's definitely is going to be Ashwin. No 2 ways about it. Too obvious. He's suddenly mentioning 3 spinners now.
Says someone who's been backing Shardul, like
No, of
Shardul
course,
fanboy.
I still back him in the squad, but I also know that 8 is a rotational
Yeah, no,
thing depending
Chop
on
and
conditions.
change.
So
Ashwin it is.
no brainer. Ashwin is playing.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Chennai lad
Yeah, no, me too.
is going to be playing.
What does that
He's
have to
playing.
do with Chennai lad?
Ashwin is playing.
Ashwin's playing.
That's incredible, huh?
Because he's from Chennai, he'll
Good
play.
conditions. The conditions suit him there.
Acha.
Yeah, that way.
I thought you
Just
said
because he's from Chennai. Why not?
There's no hometown quota or something like that.
He's a Chennai boy. He was in the Chennai team, and if I'm not mistaken, there were occasions where he didn't even get a single over to bowl. Under MSD, when he was playing for CSK, there have been occasions.
These are happened, yeah.
So it's not a.
He has
Gary.
the worst and the best luck all in one.
Actually, you're right. He has the worst luck when it is a WTC final, where he should be playing, and the worst luck you don't play in.
And then white ball tournaments roll
Yeah,
out.
great luck. Suddenly, great luck. So incredible, Ashwin. He
It's
must be
difficult being Ashwin, I feel.
It is.
Very difficult being.
roller coaster.
Just when he would, back himself to be there playing playing for India at the World Test Championship final, he doesn't get to play.
Drop.
When conditions are absolutely in line with his skill, let's say, he doesn't get picked. Out of nowhere, he plays just 4 ODIs in the last 24 months or something like that, even more. And then he gets a World Cup call here, and now we're speaking on the eve of India's first match that he's all set to play.
So this will be his first World Cup match, if I'm not wrong, since 2015. Because he wasn't part of the squad in
Yeah,
2015.
he was not. Yeah, absolutely.
ODI World Cup.
World Cup winner.
Exactly,
Yes.
2011.
He's just one of the
Yeah.
two, him and
Virat.
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 Yeah.
That's it.
So he can possibly operate at that 85% because he won't be desperate, na? Already has a World Cup.
That Zach logic, he's also learnt now.
He already has one.
Yeah,
So
but-
he's like not desperate that I haven't won a World Cup, right? The rest of them would be. They haven't ever won a World Cup, and nobody would want to retire without winning a World Cup. Like that's a dream for
That's what
everyone.
Rohit said as well today.
Well then,
Yeah.
so he operates at 85%, makes him even more lethal. So they say 100% no brainer.
But Rohit recent times has been wanting to operate at over 85, no? With that gung-ho approach, with that aggressive. He's been the one, by the way, to take the fall for the team.
85. If he was going to be 100%, then he would play like earlier, like, oh, I have to bat full, I'll be there. And he'll play his shots and he'll mix it. 85 is like, chalo.
I'll only hit.
Exactly. That's 85. Well, come on, pick.
What?
Shardul, Ashwin, were they picked?
I did.
No brainer.
No brainer.
No chance.
I think very,
in terms of percentage, what are you giving?
100.
100, not 90-10.
No.
That's a 99-1.
So you're giving 100% Ashwin plays, 0% Shardul.
99-1, I'll never say never.
99%
Ashwin plays.
1%.
Just 1%.
I see there's only two options, Ashwin and only Ashwin. So yeah.
So 100.
Can this only Ashwin bowl pace?
I'll just be a contrarian because in cricket.
But you just play devil's advocate, or what's the heart and the head? Is there a conflict?
When you listen to my ratio, you will understand what I'm backing. But I'm saying because never say never. So I'll go 70-30.
Okay.
30% to Shardul, 70% to Ashwin. And the reason for that is, I think the biggest reason, see, a lot of people are talking that Chennai is going to be a spin friendly track, and I'm just letting you in. Look at the track that's on offer in Delhi. You kept talking about, Delhi to spinners won't happen. See the track that is on offer. All I'm saying is, and I've said it earlier, ICC World Cup, more often than not, in World Cups you get batting friendly tracks.
Correct.
So even in Chennai you'll get a batting friendly track. That is not to say that you will play Ashwin or not based on that. But do not think of Chepauk as you've had Chepauk in your mind.
Not the IPL Chepauk.
Correct. The one that
but IPL Chepauk was also two halves.
Not this year. In general.
Only this year it was different.
But
I'm saying that the typical impression about Chepauk is that it's the MS Dhoni Chepauk, where he's the captain. He's got his spinners choking the opposition.
Yeah.
That is the image. That's not what you're going to catch.
Yeah.
You're going to bat friendly, which is why I say sometimes then you go for a slightly better batter, which is going to be better batter is Shardul, and sometimes flat track you tend to, whereas no assistant spinner, go with a fast bowling all rounder because there's a good chance he'd pitch. And to be fair to Shardul, to take out his numbers, he is expensive on occasion, but he's picked up a lot of wickets in ODI cricket. So sometimes that thought is also there, that it's a flat track. I may go with a wicket taker, no help for spinner. That may happen, but I agree. Overall, if you ask me, I'd say 70-30. Most likely they'll go with Ashwin. Primarily not because of the pitch, not because Chepauk is his home ground, but for one reason and one reason alone, is his record against Australia and that number of left-handers.
And their left-handers. Yeah.
These two things in mind, I think they'll say no.
But since we're speaking so much about Chepauk, there's a bit of research that I ended up doing while I was doing that story. And it may sound like a big dampener of sorts since we're talking about playing Australia in Chepauk. So the last two matches, let's say, that we played in the last 2 years, we only had 2 matches being played at the Chepauk. ODIs, India have lost both.
Yeah. But
and the last one.
But that was that Chepauk.
Exactly. So you lost very recently, 6 months back, you lost to Australia at Chepauk. You had lost to Australia in Visakhapatnam, then in Chepauk, and then the previous game before that was against the West Indies. That too you ended up losing.
But that's what I'm saying. I agree.
To a Chepauk.
Yeah. That, in fact, if you look at the entire tournament, it will be best, which I've said earlier, best that India doesn't prepare spin-friendly track. For 2 reasons.
So you're saying it'll be the Chepauk that we saw in the first couple of games of the IPL?
Yes.
Where you saw runs being planted.
That is the Chepauk. And that is the Chepauk that will suit India. Trust me. Because the biggest problem is your batters can't play spin.
It takes me back to what
Saurabh
said the other day.
Yes.
That India's best chance is when you're getting tracks which don't offer a lot of spin.
Yes. And I completely agree with that. You should be just getting batting friendly tracks. It suits India, and Indian bowlers have a way to get you wickets in those flat tracks. So if you go with that, so those 2 losses which I agree were those Chepauk tracks. So do not make a Chepauk track like that, because it could very well then be the 3rd loss.
So bad luck.
But Glenn Maxwell, I don't want to, comes and picks up 4 wickets.
With that option.
Yeah, with that, like he should be, and I mean to be. That's their weakness, honestly, their spin bowling, and India should look to target that. So if you prepare a spin friendly track, you're helping their weakness become normal.
Exactly.
So if that is their weakness, give up flat batting track and go hammer and tongue against the spinners. Don't let them settle, because they will be looking to bowl those 20 overs, right? Your spinners will still manage. They'll find a way. Ashwin will have variations. He'll think of, and Jadeja is that way, played all his life there. He would understand. He'd figure out. Their experience. Kuldeep also doesn't really require the pitch. He
And
can deceive you.
Watch out for the reverse carom.
Yeah, reverse carom from Ashwin. So all of that put in place. Get a flat track. Your spinners will do better, and Australian spinners will do worse. And flat track, your batter will be able to bat against spinners
Exactly.
better. Yeah, and they will have as much a problem whether you give them a spin friendly track or a good track. So with that in mind, I think batting friendly track, India's best chance. And I have a feeling that that's the kind of track that you're going to get in the game. That is what India's going to.
I mean, if you look at what they've done to Delhi, it's unrecognizable.
Yeah.
This is that Delhi where you were getting even an IPL 120 was a winning score.
Yeah. No
what
wonder
match
they
is that?
left,
Delhi KKR 128.
120
I think.
120 has been a winning score, and here this one, Australia have only gone and scored the highest ever score hit in Delhi.
I mean, I was surprised when they left out Tabraiz Shamsi today, but then they clearly read the pitch all well.
They've got Eric Simmons is there. Is he with the squad? I think he is there. Just because Eric Simmons was with Delhi Capitals, I remember, and he is now in the coaching squad as well. No.
I think he's in the coaching squad, but you won't find him in the
Yeah, but Shane would have to say it. Figure it out.
score.
Just
May not.
no. It's very
No,
Shivam, you
not.
have to just
Coaching staff.
Forget it.
no. You just have to go to a thing called Google and type Eric Simmons.
Don Bradman.
No.
Would know.
Just Google.
Don Bradman.
What Don Bradman?
Arey.
Your former
Did you,
player.
did you not tell him?
Of course he knows.
Acha, Don Bradman would know. But that will take a long time, na.
Yeah, he is. He's the bowling coach.
He's the bowling coach.
There
There
we
you go. So that's why I said. So local knowledge.
And
He's been with Delhi, which was the erstwhile Delhi Capitals, the Delhi
Capitals.
Daredevils, longest time. So he would have read the pitch and then said, no, this is not that Delhi pitch, make changes.
Chalo,
So you will get that sort of a.
Plus, to be fair, in recent times, Tabraiz Shamsi has been very hit or miss.
I agree.
In fact, more often than not, he's been hit for the opposition because he gets hit.
Hey, Indians will definitely hammer him. That much.
Oh yeah, Indians have really taken. He's one Chinaman who doesn't trouble the Indians at all.
I agree. Much flatter, not like Kuldeep. I would flight.
Flight,
he's
beats
more-
you in the flight.
Yeah.
Flatter. That's why. Can we take a few questions, Shivam? Okay, Shubham Garg says we should remove the white table. There's too much of white. But that's nice, nah. We like it nice and bright. Maybe what we can do is reduce the brightness for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what we can do.
White is fine. I think the brightness here is the issue.
That
Yeah,
will fix it. We like the white. In fact, just today, Shubham, we've taken your feedback, worked on it, and reduced the brightness. Just today, I was just saying that white's actually looking really nice. So there. Mr. Shekhar is saying what?
Hey, read it. It's okay.
Isn't big. No, did we not say it's big? He said that for Pakistan they were looking for a more clinical performance, perhaps.
Mr. Shekhar is asking three of you. I'm not going to read the question. Sometimes it's mean, but asking you to explain yourself. So go ahead.
Our point was that even though they did win by 81 runs, they shouldn't have been in that sort of a pickle in the first place.
Okay.
Because they're the world number 2 ODI team.
That ranking, though, even in Pakistan,
No, but
people are
still,
saying.
it is something, right?
You're like getting all the ranks.
Yes, of course, and we remember saying this, the fact that, when you look at just the winning margin, yes, it tells you that it's a comprehensive win every day of the week. But also the fact that Pakistan had a couple of those scares, those mini scares, perhaps they wouldn't have wanted that and they would have hoped for a clinical win against this opposition, because perhaps the competition is only going to go up from now, and this team is dented right now. They're looking for confidence. So for confidence sake, you weren't even looking at those minor hiccups which did happen, truth be told.
See, Pakistan got out of jail twice yesterday. First was when Rizwan
The late partnership.
It was Rizwan and Saud Shakil,
Yeah.
who got them out of a pickle because they were really in trouble, having lost 3 wickets, including Babar Azam. Second was when the Netherlands
Even Nawaz and
Shahbaz chipped in.
also,
But I think what really resuscitated their innings was, of course, Nawaz and Saud Shakil. Rizwan and Saud Shakil. Second was even when
there he is.
Eric Simmons. Just
Could have asked for something else.
and second time was when they were bowling, and I think Netherlands were batting well. But they were rotating the strike, getting the odd boundary, and I'm thinking if they bat deep as in if these batters stick around long enough, it'll be trouble. Then the problem was they threw away their wickets. So that is why I said it's a big show, 81 run win, no two ways about it, big. But Pakistan looked troubled against, no disrespect, Netherlands.
But I've always said that let that not be the judge of how we measure a team's performance. What we try to do is sometime, and that's sometime an error, that we see, like let's say India plays a weak team and wins by a convincing margin of 150 runs. Let's say India play Netherlands, beat them by 150 runs. Then Pakistan plays Netherlands and wins by let's say 10 runs, very close. So then when India and Pakistan play, you say, oh no, India will win, because see how India beat them on 150 runs and Pakistan just won by 10 runs, so India will win this game. It sometimes doesn't happen.
True.
And the other team ends up winning. So to measure a team or rate them or seed them based on how many runs they've beaten a minnows by, sometimes is the wrong way of...
I don't think it's also even necessarily the, let's say, margin. It's also down to the fact that these were some pre-expected failings. You expected one, that their batting doesn't really look solid, and it didn't.
Yeah.
That was, I think, one major problem, because again, a top team has you at that whatever 30 odd for 3. You're getting all out for 150, 200.
Yeah. Meg Danju from Australia says,
Can't take that.
no, you can take. I'm not going to take. But I'm saying, he's saying what he's trying to say, that in sports journalism we get a lot of neutrality. In political journalism, that's not what you get, and I tend to agree with him, which is true. Which is why we all chose to be sports journalists. Which is why we all hate. I think I speak for everyone that we hate politics, and we try and be.
Sports is our religion.
Yeah, that it is. I agree.
That it is.
And it's not messy at all.
Right.
You just look at a game and you call it. We agree and we disagree, but that's the beauty of sport, because each of us looks at sport differently. And I'm sure if you put even 11 players of a single team together, they also disagree with how a particular game was played and where things went wrong and where are the weak areas or whatever. So that's the beauty of sport. So thank you, Mehak. It's just the field that we chose. So great.
Correct.
Next up.
I thought it said natural journalism.
No,
what does that
neutral.
mean? I think my eyesight is getting worse.
Okay, Shubham is saying what total would be good tomorrow, considering Chennai is a spinning track, also win the toss, bat follow. By the way, again, as I say, not necessarily a spin friendly track, not necessarily. But what total would be a good tomorrow? Again, not rain expected. I don't know if it's also tough to predict what's a good total, considering 428 was South Africa hammers, and then New Zealand could have very well got 400 plus easily the way that they were batting. So usually you say, but I guess India Australia, a pressure match, big match, sometimes big match brings the total down, at least if you ask me. So I think if a team bats first and gets anywhere over 320, then no matter how good a batting track it is, even if it's a flat track, then it's trouble. Despite the fact that we're getting to see 400 totals also. So I don't know. I think if I was the captain, I'd want to chase. I'd want to chase on this ground, simply because I would not know what is a good total batting first. So you get the other team to bat. I have an idea and then play accordingly. Because I don't sometimes, I want to be over adventurous because I'm seeing other teams get 400. So I'm thinking, if I don't get 350, I'm not in the game. And I'm from chasing 350 and it just doesn't turn out to be even 280. And I'm in trouble. So best is put the team in and then bat second. Also, you never know the dew situation now. We're playing in this part of the year.
Yeah.
So you're near the ocean as well. So all of that put together, I'd want to chase. That'll also give me an idea of what the pitch is like. And
100% chase, and especially if you see early on in this World Cup, I know very early days still, but teams chasing are somehow getting very good batting conditions. It's easing out considerably under light. So
Sri Lanka would disagree.
No, Sri Lanka also, they were like at 111 or something in 13 overs. They're throwing away wickets because it's 400. Otherwise, if you look at it, that's a fairly good clip they're going at.
Yep. Alston Meniz he's saying that we shouldn't underestimate Australia. Even in WTC final, we underestimated them and they showed us their worth. I feel Australia have a high chance to win tomorrow. No, nobody is underestimating. I don't think anyone.
Not underestimated at all.
A lot of us actually picked Australia as the favorite at one point. So, yeah.
And we all know they tend to turn up another level, find a different gear in ICC tournaments.
Ask Pakistan that.
Yeah. No, not. I think it's a 50-50 game.
Yeah, 100%.
We may agree or disagree as to who we give an edge to, but it's a very close contest to call. And I completely agree. And especially with Shubman not being there, so even if you're going to go 51-49 for India, now you'd think twice because you'd have to cut that 1% for sure minimum with him not being around. So I agree. Nobody's underestimating. Which you are saying it's a big encounter. Get your chips and colas or whatever is your poison and get set for popcorn, whatever you like for a game tomorrow. And the best place to be there before the game starts and the game ends is, you know where it is. Watch today. So we'll try and have that chat just like friends do, and that's our aim to be doing that. Sridhar Savekar, what's the question?
Is this Indian bowling lineup better than 2019 World Cup lineup?
That's a very good question, and it's a very tough call.
Ooh.
Tough one. 2019 you were playing with only 5 options.
But 2019 you had an informed Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
Yes.
You had Bumrah,
Shami,
You had
and
Dhawan.
and you had the he's talking about the I think the bowling line.
Bowling lineup.
Yeah, come on.
Harshit, yaar. Get him somebody get chai.
You can't even get him cold drink.
Chai.
Bowling, yeah.
No, but bowling, actually that was a stronger bowling. Because remember, that time you play with the Kulcha duo.
Yeah.
You actually were playing with 2 wrist spinners.
But it's a tough one because now Siraj in outstanding form, and then you've got Bumrah who's bowling just as good as any time that he's bowled. Shami is still there. Yeah, Siraj I mentioned. Shami is still there.
Hardik Pandya.
Hardik's actually better now.
Exactly.
Better than that. So just that your Bhuvi is not there, and that was an informed Bhuvi in 2019.
Would give nightmares to Aaron Finch.
to anybody at that time. In white ball cricket, he was
phenomenal.
Whether it was death bowling, new ball bowling, new ball he'd get ball to swing, death he would just nail the Yorkers.
Every single time.
At that time, if I'm not wrong, Aaron Finch was every month's bunny.
Yeah. No, 2019 he was still okay.
18, 19, I think.
No, you're thinking about was 22. Remember, he was the captain, and every time he bowled the swinging delivery, every single time.
Yeah, you would. Mr. Shekhar
says that even if India lifts the trophy, it's talking about 2023, will you guys advocate for bringing back Rohit, Virat, KL for the 2024 T20 World Cup? Can't we be brave enough for a change and go without them? I would actually stick with the current T20 I think.
Which is without Virat.
Which is without all 3.
The current team. Because we don't know what the current team is. But we know what the current team is, but they're saying that we've not been playing Virat and Rohit because it's the ODI World Cup.
Exactly.
So we don't know whether.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the current team as of now until they change their mind. I'm sticking with that.
I don't know. But you know what? I agree with you, Mr. Shekhar. That'd be a good call to move forward in T20Is. But that's a big but. Trust me, if India dominate this World Cup and win this World Cup, and Rohit and Virat have got run, there's no way. In fact, all of our opinions will also change. Let me be honest.
See, at the
moment, I'm always sitting here and saying, how can you not have Rohit Sharma? How can you not have this Virat Kohli who's got some 6? It must be. I'm just saying 552 runs, 300s in this World Cup. Man of the match.
KL Rahul scoring a couple of hundreds, batting number 5, giving you that 80 odd.
I think it'll be tough. Yeah, Shivam.
I will rest Rohit Sharma in Kerala. Virat.
He wants Virat only. Very good.
Virat even I'm very sure of.
Yeah.
Of the 3 names, Virat is
sure
playing
there.
no matter what kind of a World Cup he has.
Wow, that's a big call.
Good call.
Rohit
Interesting.
Sharma collected 2003 World Cup trophy.
23.
Shivam is his name. You can find him on social media. Anyone Rohit Sharma fan, this Shivam has said that he will tell Rohit, please Rohit, collect your 2023 trophy and go. Bye. Forget. That's what you continue playing test, but now please go. Is what Shivam.
But not T20s.
So Rohit fans who sometimes troll us. Virat fans also troll us sometimes. Everyone trolls. You will find him. Shivam, search for him. Find him. Go there. No problem, he's saying. Bring it on.
He's probably shut his DMs.
Bring it on. Please, now can you bring us on in terms of...
Taking a few more questions.
Niche. Just press
Scroll.
They just press that ad. Okay. Okay, Sachin Kashyap is picked as playing 11. He goes with Rohit, Ishan, then Virat, KL.
But he said
Shreyas.
Ishan will keep the wickets.
Okay, ठीक है.
Doubt that
Virat,
happens,
KL, but he's got KL in the team, so okay, fine,
Hmm.
whatever. Shreyas, Hardik, Jadeja, Ashwin, Kuldeep, Shami, Bumrah. Ooh,
You
no,
dropped
Siraj.
Oh my God.
Not a chance.
Nahi.
Siraj has to be starting.
Yeah.
He has to be starting. The only way you're playing Shami is if you drop your number 8, which I don't see happening now.
Yeah. Okay, Shubham Kulkarni says, big love to sports today team. Great Asian Games coverage. Thank you so much, Shubham. We all tried our best. Special thanks to somebody who's not here, Siddharth, who's been at it
Yes.
morning, night, and evening. So well done to him as well. And thank you for your kind words. What is your opinion? Tripti Dimri is asking on Kushal Mendes' innings. Can he get an IPL contract? Good question.
There was one point where he's batting, they've got a 50-run partnership, and his partner Kusal Perera hasn't got a single run. So he was definitely in the zone.
But,
Group projects.
But what do you say? 76 of 42 deliveries.
Incredible.
His problem is inconsistency. You know, Kusal Mendes can do this, but he'll do it one innings out of 20.
He always, when he arrived to the scene as well, he took everyone by surprise, pleasant surprise. Everyone was so happy with his technique. It's the inconsistency that his career has been dented with.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah, why not an IPL contract? But funnier things have happened.
His captain, after doing
Better
so much,
players have
winning
not
the
been
Asia Cup, didn't get one for the longest time. Only after he got named as a replacement for Kane Williamson.
That's correct.
And with that, Sri Lanka have lost half their side.
शिवम,
Comments.
आज आप थोड़े नींद में हैं. What is that?
KK is asking why does the third umpire go check for a catch if the appeal was a stumping? Because the remit now is they have to check everything.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see a lot of keepers, even if they know there's no catch or if they think there's even half a chance, they'll just flip up the stumps.
Whip the bail off, so that even if, let's say, they didn't hear it, they get it in the replay.
Mr. Shekhar says, as usual, Rahul Rawat is slogging it out in the scorching heat while my dear in-house panelists is sitting in the air-cool conditioners.
Ask me, I don't like being in the...
I would take the scorching heat. Being very honest here, we all would.
And I have taken the scorching heat in Sri Lanka just now. So come on, yeah. Do it on a rotational basis, yeah. ऐसा नहीं है. Come on. Very harsh. Baman.
Prithvi Patnaik or Baman. He says that cricket is bigger than an individual. You've seen what happened to the team in the last two T20 World Cups when they were playing. They had the worst power play of all teams. For betterment of T20s, we don't need 50 or 45, we need 30 of 12. Basically, that's I think his response to the whole Virat, KL and Rohit this thing of recalling them.
No,
Fair point.
Yeah, valid point. But as I said, all our minds will change once the...
Yeah.
Once if that happens, that everyone's in flying form in the ODI.
Minds will also change
That
after the
reminds
IPL.
me, did you guys take out the sound noises? 2 I had given you, samples you can take. One from Shane, one from the chairs.
I don't think anyone has. Surely someone would have tagged. Haven't
Take
gotten
out,
tagged yet.
work on it. Take out the voice sample. I'll get, you guys should take out those samples. We'll get a music
Medley.
medley going. We'll be the
Yes.
Yash.
Will be.
Yash. Okay.
What's his full name?
Yashraj Mukherjee. Mukhate.
Mukhate.
What?
अच्छा हाँ वो भी निकाल
Good one. Good
Take it
one,
out.
Shiva.
Very good.
take out
बदमाश चीज है शिवम
बहुत
will know,
बदमाश है,
यार.
बहुत
He
ज्यादा.
knows all of these things.
बहुत ही सारा okay guys, I know too many comments, can't take all of them, but thank you once again for your company, joining us. Tomorrow, what time are we live?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
A big match, big build up.
Yeah, of course, 1 o'clock. And Siddharth will also relieve man, doesn't have to come early to do Asian Games, so he'll be on the World Cup shift, right?
Yeah.
So let's go. World Cup. Looking
Prepare
forward
for
to.
tomorrow.
At long last.
Join us. Okay. Meanwhile, check out all the special programming that we've got for you on Sports Today if you haven't checked it out already. Bye bye. Tripti has picked top 4: New Zealand, South Africa, India, Bangladesh. Oh. Ah, come on, yeah.
Been watching a little bit too much of Rahul.
Yeah.
He picked
Bangladesh. Look at their performance today.
Yeah, true.
Did you see? Yeah. Handsomely beat Afghanistan. Handsomely.
Well, not Afghanistan have exactly 2 good batters, so. I mean,
We the people love you back and मैं बदमाश नहीं हूँ बिल्कुल भी नहीं. Take care. Good night. Bye bye. Shivam ने